To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. I'll be your host for today, and as usual, my name is Apollonia, and with me is the one and only amazing caster and analyst Shade Slayer.
Hey Apple, thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. It's going to be another day of the round of 128. Now, yesterday we saw Team Albino and Bloodline make it out of this tier. They move on to the round of 64. We also saw maps which were Inferno and Dust 2. And for now, game number one, it is going to be between Easy for Mujis versus Global Esports on the map Mirage. So this is exciting. We know Global Esports for sure, and Easy for Mujis, we have yet to see what they are capable of. What are your thoughts for the upcoming match, Shade?
Global Esports is going to be one of the front runners to make it all the way very deep in the tournament to the finals and maybe even win it, while Easy for Mujis, they've got no pressure in the world. Nobody expects them to win today. So the pressure is off, the gloves are off, they can pretty much go in with no pressure on their backs and try and see if they can cause an upset on Mirage. The problem is Global Esports, they've been in huge tournaments previously, they've been in this stage, they're a very experienced squad and they've got the firepower to back that. We've seen Deathmaker, Caramel, all being led by the captain himself, Hellranger, one of the most experienced IGLs in the Indian Counter-Strike scene, and Easy for Mujis. I can be as soft as I can on them, but they've at least got their work cut out.
All right, Easy for Mujis, they would have to pull out every possible strategy that they have. They would need to play it flawlessly, challenge themselves, because Global Esports, like you mentioned, they are tough competitors. There's Deathmaker, there's Hellranger, and it's not easy going up players with so much experience. But tournaments like these provide opportunities for you to get a taste at competitive, to try your hand at it, and it's great to see all these teams join and they're still going to try no matter if they have a tough opponent or not. What are
By the
your
way,
thoughts?
we're actually ready to jump straight into
that's
the
perfect.
action.
Let's go.
The timing couldn't be any better. Let's go ahead and
That's
jump
great.
straight into the action here. Pistol round, Global Esports starting off on the CT side. It is Caramel getting the early shots in. Deathmaker lands one and they're just going to overwhelm the attack there. A pretty standard A hit, no utility at all, and Global Esports had no problem dealing up with the A attack there. Joining me, of course, is OG the low-res chicken again. OG, man, do you think Easy for Mujis have an outside chance of maybe taking this?
Well, given how Global Esports' introduction to this game has been more explosive than mine, I feel the worst for too easy for emojis. That pistol round, it gave Global Esports confidence, right? And we've seen on this very map how confident Global Esports can get and how aggressive they get when they're confident. Deathmaker is already starting things off at round 2. Round 2 and he's pushing T-Ramp. This is how confident and aggressive Global Esports feel on this map, although Lightning Fast does end up falling and he gives away a free M4. Luckily, Hellranger is right around the corner and that nade! Slam dunk, it does a lot of damage. Not including though, and Hellfire is spamming his way through Hellranger on quick pursuit while Deathmaker comes in from the back lines. Easy peasy lemon squeezy goes the old saying in Global Esports, they only give away one frag.
Well, they recover back the rifle there as well. At the end there, Deathmaker coming in perfect time on the backstab. But this is something we've seen time and again. Confident teams that have the highest skill clearly going into one of these earlier round matches. They're not too scared to actually take the fight to the tees. They're just aggressive all around the map. And this time around, looks like they're going to set up for a hit, but already Deathmaker up at high mid. They know exactly where the push is coming from. B is empty as well. They're going to shore up the A defense in just a moment.
Yeah, that might be a moment a little too late for the T side. The nade from Caramel, not deep enough, and now easy for Mooges on the push. Caramel not even land a shot with the scout, and that leads an early entry through the A side, but it might just lead into the blender. Hellfighter is missing all his shots though, and he's buying bait for Hellranger and likely pass to a grass. Hellranger like a madman pushes through the side, but Dragon, he holds them from Sandwich, trying to re-aggress, trying to reposition, but that's simply not the case. It's falling down the glass ceiling, and it's all left out falling ironically. The transfer could be in, but Hell left a little too fast on his aim. 3-0, Global Esports maintain the clean sheet.
Well, a retake there from Global Esports towards the A side. Easy for Moody's. Did a fantastic job in ensuring that they do get the plant in and give themselves a fighting chance post-plant, but the retake just came in too fast there. The frags coming in thick and fast on the retake, and Easy for Moody's losing numbers pretty quickly. They're going to call the timeout as they do lose one of their players in, but GE, we kind of expected this coming into this. Easy for Moody's, they're going to have to do something extraordinary if they are to pull a few rounds out of Global Esports, let alone take them down.
Exactly, Shay. The only problem is the majority of the time, even in Indian esports, right, whenever we've seen an upset, there has been a significant build up to that upset, at least a team that has been over the horizon and have been waiting to get past it. Sadly, I feel like Global Esports' real threat only will come two, 3 games down the line where the teams do actually get a little closer in terms of skill ceiling. I really can't wait for a matchup of, let's say, maybe Global Esports versus Team IND, or maybe 2EC for that fact. We've been hyping up teams like this to potentially overthrow and dethrone a few of these titans, right? You might expect an upset on Global Esports. You might expect an upset on a team like maybe a Blaze or something along that lines. I feel like we are building up to that moment, but up until then, it's going to be quite the upward battle for some of these teams who are going to come up against teams like Global Esports, as shown here, where it is just one side on a pretty dominant streak and a pretty aggressive streak as well. They don't respect the utility that Easy for Mooji's have disposed to as the ace side, and I feel like that's going to be a recurring trend.
They're more than happy just leaving the one solo player up at A while they aggress up through high mid every single time. And it's a Deathmaker who's just giving so much information. It's a pretty one-dimensional attack so far for Easy for Mooji's. We've seen them set up towards A for the first 3 rounds. They're going to continue to do so, but this time it is completely different with them finding the opener, but the response is back very quickly, and Deathmaker in position. Unfortunately, he's going to get double peeked up. Hellranger able to respond back. Caramel, uncharacteristic miss there with the AWP, but looks like he's going to find Dexter there as he tries to push in towards CT. And despite a couple of early trades going in their favor, Easy for Mooji's are a man down, and I don't think they'll even find the opportunity to get the C4 down. RB goes down.
Pretty hard. And now that everyone's quarantined through the site, it should be the round reaching its logical conclusion. Global Esports maintaining the clean sheet, and this might just be yet another quick game ahead of us, Shade. What do you feel about this roster for Global Esports? We obviously did have Right to Ace and Antidote depart from professional CS, now pursuing professional Valorant, and I hear they're pretty good at it. To substitute both their men, they've brought back a man from the bench, if I'm not wrong, in the form of Hellfighter, and they have brought in Lightning Fast as well, who has been in some of the more notable teams, what you'd consider underdog teams for the past year. Now he's gotten his chance with the big dogs. Do you feel like this roster is going to live up to the Global Esports banner?
I think they've always been a team that has continued to stay on top of the game regardless of the roster changes. And I do feel with the kind of firepower that they pack, they will continue to be a force to be reckoned with in these tournaments, especially deep in. I'm interested to see though how the dynamics of the GE versus Blaze matchup plays out this time around, because I believe Blaze is gonna be running an all-Indian roster for this tournament. So
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, they have their backup reserves in the form of Lucia and, if I'm not mistaken, Sting. So they have their reserve 5 Indian team, and they have their mixed talent team from India and SEA. If I'm not wrong.
I
From
believe Robin
Terra.
is one of the registered players this time around. He's a teammate of SK Rossi from.
All the way back in the day in Piercing Globe.
Yeah. It's the exact same one. So in terms of team synergy, these guys have been buddies. They've been playing together for a very long time. But yeah, Counter-Strike, a complete different game, and going up against teams like Global Esports, I want to see if that in fact does hamper their performance as much. But coming back to this game, easy for Mujis. Again, they haven't gone for mid control even a single time. They've this time around decided to move back out, hit B instead. And look at this backstab. Helef spots the first one out. He pulls the knife out. He's moving in. He's going to
Yeah, the
spot the ball.
flex. No! That is so. My adrenaline just spiked like my heart rate. Now push through B apps. Got a little uncomfortable there. Let's not lie to ourselves. Nothing that Global Esports cannot overcome though. 6-0, easy for Mujis. They get dismembered with that push towards B, getting picked apart piece by piece. For now, their economy not shaping up to be the best of its kind. Still could go in for the investment. Sadly, DR3DD will not have enough money to get an AK, let alone utility. And Dexter has proceeded to get the AK without armor, which is questionable at the very best.
Well, there is no contest towards mid yet again, and Deathmaker seems like he's been pushing through A main almost every single time. He's gonna go down. Unfortunately, cannot win the second duel back out, but Helef, as part of the player, almost gets caught with the utility in hand there, but Caramel is there for backup with the AWP. They're just cleaning up one by one.
Yeah, at this point, Easy tried to go in with the buddy system. That did initially yield them a little success, but their overextension ended up costing them quite a bit. After that initial exchange with the AWP refrag, they should have just flashed their way in through sight and played it as fast as they can to try and overwhelm the defense, which simply didn't happen. Right now, you see Global Esports getting so much respect, right, in terms of map control, in terms of engagements taken throughout the map. And you can see Global Esports are abusing that to the maximum. Just relaxed, re-peaking, non-stop aggression. Again, Deathmaker, there's just been no breaks on this man. He's just going ham with his stance towards any side of Mirage, Hellranger. The Molotov is nice. The nade follow-up a little late, though. Falling has pushed through app. That does not make a difference whatsoever. Hellranger holds his ground and takes the fight in his terms. 8-0, and right now, easy for Mujis do have a chance to go for a bye. But the past 8 rounds have been a testament that I feel like Global Esports are going to pull off yet another 16-0 in this tournament.
Yeah, Global Esports are pretty much in their stride here. They're barely having to break a sweat just yet. A couple of rounds did go pretty close down to, I believe, a 1v2 situation in one of them. But by and large, that has pretty much been because Global Esports have been playing hyper aggressive.
Oh, okay. I got a little confused there at the end of the minimap, but Lightning Fast did go down through Underpass. Hellfighter gonna get a refrag in Caramel. I'm not really sure why Easy for Mujis are not expecting such an aggressive stance. It's been happening for the past 8 rounds. Let's be honest, 6 rounds. But in succession, at this point, you better expect such plays to be made because Global Esports are giving. Oh no! What? The I'm struggling to understand why he would even plan there because Global Esports haven't been respecting the smokes that Easy for Mujis have been throwing for the past 6 rounds, Shade. Yet, Global Esports are always given the chance to go in, get the deny, get the extra man, get the extra kill, get the extra mile, and just choke Easy for Mujis out of fresh air.
Yeah, this is going pretty south fast for Easy for Mujis. They've got absolutely no answer right of now. They've been, I'd say, we have seen two different kinds of attacks. It's either been A or it's been B. We haven't seen anything but that for now, but I think that is going to change as
Alright.
the first couple of engagements go the way of Easy for Mujis, but they still haven't accounted for Caramel, who peaks aggressive regardless being a man down and responds back in kind. Dread. Oh no.
This is
Here we go
pretty
again.
massacre. Yeah, the Caramel Show. Deathmaker to its snappiness will down Dr. 3. It's all on RB. But I mean, he got to be feeling a little XD because what happening right now, it pains. It pains. But you learn through this pain, right? It's all just the cycle of a player. 10-0. By the way, we've been having a lot of free time from since the lockdown, at least here in Bangalore, has been reinstated. It's given us a lot of time to enjoy different type of art, right? So yesterday I was seeing this movie called Penalty in Netflix. It's basically how a player from the Northeast tries to go towards Uttar Pradesh for football, and basically he faces a lot of industry politics and let's say bias against him. They show how a player, how an athlete overcomes such kind of hurdles and the pressure he goes through as an athlete, right? And I couldn't stop to think about this in retrospect of esports, given how big it's become right now, and given how many of the teams, not only in India but all across the world, are regional based. You have Swedish rosters, you have Danish rosters, you have North American rosters, you have European rosters, which do involve different nations, but they're very closely knitted. Uh, it makes one good documentary story where we could document a player in esports and see them grow. And I'd love something like that during this quarantine. We've seen it majority in Dota and League, and very little of it in CS, where we have like smaller short-term content, like 20 minutes of content or 10 minutes of content. But having an actual movie would be a completely different thing, right? I feel like that's something that CS could really get a good storyline for.
I think if I'm
This
ever going to
stuff that
do,
doesn't happen in CS.
yeah, if I want to watch one of those, I want to watch it around the cafe scene in Mumbai. I know for a fact it has a very rich history. A lot of veteran players have come out of primarily playing a lot in gaming cafes in Mumbai, and Counter-Strike as a game in itself is a team sport. You as an individual, you go down to cafes, you find like-minded people to play with every single day. You transition into an amateur team, start building the journey. I think, yep, if I'm ever thinking about a movie centered around CSGO, that's the place, that's the story I would look for. But getting back into this game, Easy for Mujis, this is a story that we kind of expected at the start. But they haven't really made any inroads in the first 10 rounds. They did get the plant in, I believe, a couple of times, but besides that, by and large, it's been Global Esports who've been playing aggressive, forcing duels out very early, and Easy for Mojis have barely had an opportunity to get themselves into decent post-plant situations, and I really don't know what they can change at this point of time. It would require not just the best from Easy for Mojis, but also Global Esports to kind of drop the ball a little here in this game for it to be an even contest compared to what it is right now, OG.
Exactly, Shade. Hey, it seems like the timeout's being called off, so let's hope Easy for Mojis have gotten their fair time to breathe and potentially recompose, right? At the end of the day, when you're going against Global Esports, having a few rounds in your bag ain't that bad. You have bragging rights that you can use all the way back home. You have some amount of experience, right, at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, that's what these teams are playing for, especially Easy for Mojis. The more they play against opposition like Global Esports, is the more oiled and the more trained they get to playing against the more structured style of CS. Dexter, he's hidden away, but Deathmaker has done this far too many a times. At that point, he was just knocking at the door and he was ahead of that door. 4 versus 5. I've seen this time and time and again, Shade. It should be just a breeze with Deathmaker again being on the backstab. 10-0, bound to be 11, and Easy for Mojis now will be able to go in for their investment.
Yeah, that was a very quick anti-eco. That's just Deathmaker clicking heads all the way back at T-spawn. Yeah, playing slow here for Easy for Mojis is definitely not the answer. They've gotta have to watch their backs because Deathmaker has pushed top mid almost every single round, and that is something they can easily punish up as long as they watch their backs in, but that hasn't really been the case. They've been, again, gets caught with utility in hand.
Well, what looked like their only glimmer of hope turning out to be one dirty spanking that you would not like to get the preview of.
But Flashbang's in, they're gonna just try and brute force their way into this. But AWP point, oh, Caramel.
Ooh, Caramel, that is dirty.
Oh,
That
wow.
is dirty. Someone had him a napkin.
Clip it, bag it, post it. That was as good of a shot that you'd see probably this entire week. That was beautiful, and that was considering. I do believe it was. I don't remember the name. We did see a player yesterday as well. It was AWP up at Pit on Inferno.
Oh yeah, I remember the double no scope.
Yep, the double no scope. Yeah, that is probably the only player that will rival this. But
You know, okay, wait. There is something actually going on here. Easy for Mojis attempting to get map control. They have underpass, which Elranger, he had no inkling of. This is the first time that Easy for Mojis have been abused. The Caramel on cue, on point with this AWP, and they're just ringing bells with the double op setup. Beautiful work coming in from Global as now they surround the A-bomb side. They know exactly what's up. Deathmaker to sweep up the remainder of the 2 kills. 13-0. You know, you talked about how a documentary on the Mumbai esports culture would be really good, but I'd like to follow a few players and see their journey through. Like, for example, Caramel, the man who's going on point with the op thus far. I've been following him for the past, I'd say, 2 years. I'd say I know him first ever since he played in Intensity Pune 5, which later did enter, I'd say, one of the top tier teams in CS who were like underdogs. He's not been that player which everyone looks up to up until the point where I'd say Global picked him up. That was his first breakthrough, and he's doing quite good at it.
what?
Ooh, Deathmaker, sit down, son. Dexter has something to say. I guess it was short-lived, but still. That was one nasty return. A man disadvantage, Easy for Mojis, no strangers to the situation, as they just hold for the inevitable rush, which doesn't seem like it's gonna come out of Global Esports just yet. Hellfighter gonna pick off Dr. 300. Falling gets a frag on Hellfighter, but the backstab again. The flick, come on, land it lightning fast. Live up to your name. Increase the DPI. Doesn't seem like it's gonna hit today though.
But Hellraiser's, oh, he's gonna whiff up on the flashbang as well.
Yeah, it's a comical round, and it might just be easy for Moojis getting that first round. Caramel all the way back in T-spawn. Cyber Rush is actually doing the 900 IQ play, coming in through underpass, but is Caramel gonna be with the outrate? I don't think so. Yeah. He's expecting what's served on the platter, but little does he know Cyber Rush has something brewing in the mix. If Caramel does play this one fast, he can get a quick inkling and rotate over to the ace side. I don't think that's going to be the case. The Caramel, he's just expecting Cyber Rush to walk into his crosshair, which is not going to be the case. For now, the first 1 versus 1 that we've had the entire game, down to a post plant, and Caramel with the op. Is he going to be ready for this is the question. As he a little bit of confusion there as he tries to sprint his way through connector. He has a defuse kit though, so timing is to his side. Cyber Rush, he's playing this one very sneaky though. Should have heard Caramel. Is he going to pull up the ninjas? The question. Big gets in. Oh, Caramel, the turnaround. Eagle. And he maintains the clean sheet for Global Esports. 14-0 Cyber Rush. He had a chance to go massive, bringing the first round for his team. Rather, he goes down the blooper reel.
That was the moment for easy for Moojis right there. It was a 1v3 situation. He gets 2 amazing headshots, and when it mattered there at the end, kind of whips the spray, allowing Caramel to clean it up with the Deagle, and they're going to be able to continue their flawless streak. Easy for Moojis. Close, but not close enough.
Well, we are close to half time. Caramel. He's been having a couple of uncharacteristic misses, shade. Let's be honest with ourselves today. But it doesn't seem like Caramel needs to be at their A game for Global Esports to sweep the full plane. And well, you expect one job to do, and you get it done from Caramel. Fighting fast, Deagle out, can't land the kill, still a 1 versus 4 though. Falling needs to pull off the ace, which is not going to be possible. Deathmaker got things short. 15-0 shade, and have you had it any faster?
Yep, Global Esports. And there's nothing much really to break down the Caramel. 23 frags. These guys have pretty much been just sailing through the first half. Finding frags pretty easily, and the frags that Easy for Moojis do have, most of them have been due to Global Esports kind of playing it over aggressive and giving away a few. Now switching over, CT side, Easy for Moojis, 1 round away from elimination. Global Esports, I shouldn't take too long here on the pistol. They've got 4 sets of utility. Lightning Fast is gonna go for a Deagle here. He's gonna get tagged down a wee bit as well. We're gonna
high DPI, let's go lightning fast. You need to land one of these. The Deagle is out for the flex. And don't let the flex return with the Ono reverse. The entry, come on, we know. Oh, I assume he's gonna get that first headshot, and I'm like, we know that he's gonna get the entry. But Easy for Moojis, they have something else to say about it. Hellfighter with the Deagle shuts Cyber Rush down. Probably
1v3 situation, and looks like Easy for Moojis are gonna be able to get their first round in. There's a minute 15 seconds remaining on the clock, so there's a lot of time for Caramel to readjust back out. He doesn't really need to hurry into anything just yet. He's got a lot of time to work with. Even forces falling all the way back towards the B side. So,
and the best part here is 2 players from Easy for Moojis are tagged so desperately low. This is still possible for Caramel to pull off. He did pull off that 1 versus 1 against Cyber Rush. Now a 1 versus 3 to set his team up with a clean sweep 16-0. The slow boost coming in from CG. Caramel, the White Swing's almost upon him. He needs to get this frag right here, right now. And the White Swing proves to be fatal. 15-1 shade. Easy for Moojis get that first round on the board.
Yeah, Easy for Moojis there. I believe that is mission accomplished for them. Looking at what the first half They barely had many opportunities like that. It did come down to a 1v1 towards the fragment of that first half, which Caramel was able to clutch out. But besides that, they've not really had too many opportunities. But closing it out with 3 players up, and that's going to be a pretty darn good confidence booster there. But they are not out of trouble just yet. They've grouped up as 5. They're going to sneak their way.
Let's go. Crab Walk Deagle. This is the scene, boys. The smoke should be coming in through.
Yeah, but I don't see this working out at all right now.
I see. This is going to be a meme, but it's going to be a damn good meme. The second flash comes in, but look at this. The Cyber Rush. The tag taken and the bag given. 4 versus 4, but they are falling to their feet. They are still maintaining the numbers advantage, though, making this a neutralized 1 versus 2. Falling, he's so desperately tagged. Deathmaker, we all know him as the insane aimer. He can pull this one off. And easy for Mujis, they are scared. They are visibly scared. They do not want to take this.
2 shots is all it's going to take from Deathmaker here to close things out. He's got the 2v1, he's got it isolated out. Can he hit it? Yes, he will. He spots the last player out as well. Dances back across. He needs 1 more bullet to steal it. And he's going to be able to find it there at the end. 16-1 Global Esports take a convincing victory and move on to the round of 64 here today in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel Apple. It was not a close match, but an entertaining one.
Yes, easy for Mujis. They didn't give up. They managed to get that 1 round for themselves, and then it was 16-1. So they did what they could, but Global Esports, the powerhouse that they are, it was a tough one for them. But congratulations nonetheless to Global Esports for making it around 128 as we expect, obviously. Any closing thoughts on that match, Shade? Caramel was popping off.
Yeah. The only way Easy for Mujis get anything out of that match is, 1, they play absolutely extraordinary. The best CS that they've ever played in their lives, and Global Esports kind of dropped the ball a bit as well. But we didn't get to see either of those happen. Global Esports, they were pretty much cruising through that entire match, no problem at all. And easy for Mujis coming into that second half, they'd be thinking, hey, let's ensure that we don't get 16, or let's get at least 1 round on the board. So there was a small silver lining there for them as well. They can walk away from this with their heads held high and continue their progress as a team. But progressing through the tournament is going to be Global Esports. They're a strong contender to take this title.
Yes, indeed. So, guys, that is the end of game number 1. We will move on to game number 2, which is Level 0 Esports versus Nox Esports. Now, we would have to prepare, get the teams ready and all. This is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. So stay tuned, subscribe to this channel. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. And we have our media partner as AFK Gaming. And Shade, it is time for game number 2. Now, there's been a change in both the teams playing. So it will be Mystic Gaming versus SK Gaming Academy. Now, do you know anything about these teams, Shade? Anything to go off on about them?
I have seen a couple of players from SK Gaming Academy earlier, but not many players from Mystic Gaming. I know I've heard of Raffle My Waffle. I've seen him in a couple of amateur tournaments previously, but I'm interested more about the map pick that has come into play here for this best of one. It is Nuke. We're going to get to see it the first time in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament. It is not a map that is traditionally picked as much in a best of one. It requires a pretty darn deep strat pool as well, especially on the T side. It used to be heavily CT sided, but changes over the last year or so have made it a lot more even, but it's still a pretty CT favored side. So I'm not sure if it has come down to Nuke. It is it's my understanding that both these teams do have something prepared specifically for this. If not, one of these teams is gonna walk away winning it pretty convincingly.
All right, we saw Global Esports. They won the first game, and now it's going to be between these two teams: SK Gaming Academy versus Mystic Gaming. Now, you just mentioned the map is Nuke, and it is surprising because we were having a conversation earlier about how usually Inferno is the go-to map for most teams in this region. If it's not Inferno, it's going to be Mirage and then probably Dust 2. So for Nuke to come out, it's going to be very exciting. Is there going to be specific things we can look out on this map in particular?
I want to see how teams deal up with one, the outer control. Something that teams almost every single time do is get that wall of smokes control towards secret is something that Mystic Gaming will be looking to join in. But as I say that, we can check that out firsthand as it is time to jump into the action straight up. Mystic Gaming versus SK Gaming Academy. Will be SK Gaming starting off on the T side, and we do see some early shots being fired. They're going to go for straight up towards lower by the looks of things. Shot being fired. Finally, Blade does get one, but Mystic pretty strong on that defense towards a ramp. So, as I was talking about during the previous pre-game, is SK Gaming Academy. They better have a deep strat pool because playing Nuke is absolutely no joke, especially on the T side. The CT, there are just so many angles that you need to cover on your entry towards the site. Outer control right now, early coming in for SK Gaming Academy. There's two Ts heading in this direction. Abu is going to be sitting nice and pretty with the Nova. It's really good weapon to be playing point blank range, especially above hut. And looks like, oh, we're going to see the challenge come through, and DA, the crossfire is going to come out on point. Meanwhile, Raffle My Waffle coming in through secret is going to be able to find one. Blade, he's pretty much Kingdom Come as soon as he opens up the door right there right now. Blade as well as Fallen. I don't really have much investment into this. No armor, as just the Glocks to play with, and seems like they want to run the clock down a wee bit, see if they've maybe offered a couple of duels. If they can get their hands on one of the rifles, then there is an outside chance that this works, but seems pretty impossible at the moment. The A site is completely shut down, and as soon as they make their way either through hut or through orange doors, the attack is going to be shut down easily. In fact, they're pushing all the way to ramp route. Tag coming in, that fallen. That gets taken out, and now Blade is going to be completely surrounded. He's going to have to force his way in to finding a fight. Abu gets the frag there with the auto shotty. 2-0. Mystic Gaming pick up the anti-eco pretty easily, but it is the first gun round coming through for SK Gaming Academy. They managed to pick up the 5 rifles. Yes, Samuva is going to have to make do with just the Galil. Almost no utility here on the T's as they take control of lobby early on, but without utility, this is going to be a tall ask to be able to even make it towards the A site, and Abu from above, 2 shots to the jaw, and he's still not done just yet. He's gotten himself into a wonderful position in the site, and it is down to Samuva as well as the Zeph. To make this happen, he hears a CT there up towards heaven. 1 minute remaining on the clock. They've already made their way out. Samuva is getting some distraction in stone. He's looking to see if he can maybe find more. It does cost him his teammate out, and he gets dinked back in the process. He does, however, win the fight from above. He spots the T coming in, the backstab, but he needed that instant frag to stand a chance there. 3-0 Mystic Gaming. Did get pretty close there, but SK Gaming Academy did not account for that auto shotty above the hut. Straight up 2 frags, stopping the attack from the T's in its tracks very early on in the round. And Mystic Gaming, is he going to pull out the AWP now into the hands of Rofel My Waffle? DA is going to be playing in from Mini, and the opening frag picked up by Chatu up at ramp gets the opener, and DA, not sure if he heard the reload right there, but Stone's coming in strong as well. They're already down 2 members. Blizzard's Deagle can't really find the opening either, and the numbers just window back down. Pistols unable to find anything, and it's just the 1 HP damage inflicted so far. A flawless round from Mystic Gaming, long range. Stone wins that duel out. 4-0 Mystic Gaming. They're off to a comfortable start here on Nuke and SK Gaming Academy. They need better executes than what we've seen so far. They could have a triple op. The side of Nuke, that is very unconventional to say the least. I'm interested to see how they make this work, because in Nuke there's a lot of close quarter combat, and the AWP, besides outer and ramp, I don't see it being too successful on the T side. In fact, Samuva wants to take the op towards hut by the looks of things. Right now, the CTs, the AWP is actually at outer, while on the A site we do have Abu pretty close by. DA is able to spot out one of the T's up at hut. Timing's going to be everything here. Low Zeph. Is he going to be ready for him? He's peeking in nice and slow. Angles covered in, and he spotted the gun barrel up. That should be the opener. That is going to open up the A defense. Abu currently in some trouble. Through whence Rofel My Waffle is going to rotate back in And he's spotted out a barrel himself towards the left, but can he push and force the issue? He can't. They've pretty much shut things down here. The T's have got nowhere to go. They're going to turn back towards ramp and head back towards B by the looks of things, but C4 is firmly in control of the CT's blade. There gets a small window of opportunity, down to 15 health. Stone is able to retreat back out with 27 health, and now Stone left with an all to do.
Alright, guess who's back, Shade?
Oh, OG has managed to get his voice comm fixed. Glad to have you back, man. But it is pretty much been Mystic Gaming sailing through the first 5 rounds. I'm actually surprised that we got to see a nuke pick in the round of 128. But SK Gaming Academy haven't really shown much in terms of why they left it open in the veto in the first place. We did see a triple op set up the last time around, but...
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about Nuke, right? When you have one team who clearly knows how to play the map and you have another who's might not be as comfortable with the map, it requires a very, very different game style, which if you're not accustomed to is very hard to adapt. Perhaps that's what we're seeing from SK Gaming Academy today, where even though they might look like a team who has a formula headed into any game, they would have individual aim and game. Nuke is far more reliant on how you use the sound to your advantage and how fast plays can often lead to the CTs reacting in a wrong manner. You're always trying to catch them off guard in that one aggressive stance, which for now it doesn't mean that Mystic Gaming are going to fall for it. That falls and ends up getting one frag before he does go down, and Mystic Gaming, they're a team that at least have familiar faces. Stone, if I'm not mistaken, is a player from Bangalore itself. Has played in a couple of notable rosters, but not achieved anything trophy-wise. Raffle My Waffle and Abu have been playing in the scene for the past 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. So, I guess a little experience in the way of Mystic Gaming. This nuke pick, though, might just be the reason Mystic Gaming might have an edge on most of these other teams that might play in such an early phase in the tournament. Having a power pick like Nuke will certainly help out, and you're seeing exactly why, Shade. Don't plan it, this is what's going to happen to you.
Yep, this round though, SK Gaming Academy did get the openers. They got a free entry into the A site. Chattu coming in from Heavens with the AWP should get the opener. It misses a sitter there.
Raffle, he is going to force the issue with the Molotov, and mind you, Samao is so dead low. He's had his back turned. That encounter might have just led to the round turning on its head. Sadly, Mystic Gaming are going to attempt to save the double op setup. Both the ops get removed momentarily though, and 6-1 SK Gaming Academy find that first round on the board.
That was that round pretty much came down to SK Gaming just charging into the A site there. The first tee just walked through hut straight out in the open, completely uncontested, no cover whatsoever for the CTs from Heaven. And well, SK Gaming, they pretty much just went for an all-out rush. They're gonna just try and do the same thing again. Samoa is gonna be able to do that for a second time. This time walks himself straight into the auto shotty, and yeah, Abu manages to get a connect on the next one as well.
This is quite brutal, Shade. SK Gaming Academy getting picked apart like flies. Even after they get the frags, they're not in a position where they could use that buddy system to full effect, right? We've not seen that refrag while they're on the entry through site. Yes, this round did boil to 1 versus 2, but SK Gaming Academy, it felt like they had potential to do way more. And Mystic Gaming are wise in the approach they took to shut SK Gaming Academy down, as it feels like this is so effective right now. And on the CT side, having that strong economy, having that strong start, and not giving any momentum away initially is so much more valuable. For SK Gaming Academy now, their backs are against the wall. They better find if I'm not mistaken, at least 4 to 5 rounds to give them a comforting start to their CD half, or else it's going to be a very cutthroat match, Shade, where Mystic Gaming are just going straight for the throat.
Yeah, auto shotty into the hands of Abu Zafar yet again. He's been pretty stellar playing in a bow hut and putting a stop to this early aggression, and looks like he's going to be called in yet again here.
I love the Molotov he just threw in though. Many people over-aim that Molotov inside the door, but if you have it outside, they can't push, and secondly, it doesn't get cancelled by the smoke. Raffle, he's been real precise with his AWP, not only getting the opener, but also single-handedly controlling how Ramp Room is played by SK Gaming. This commanding of an op setup, it's super hard to dismantle later on in Nuke, especially Nuke, considering how narrow some of these choke points are where the T's have to enter. Waffle is satisfied. Blade is all that remains. 1 versus 3. What is Waffle gonna get? Yeah, more than comfortable. Triple kill all the way laid back in Ramp Room, and my oh my, what a sweet succession of frags.
Yep, Mystic Gaming starting to pull away with this. SK Gaming Academy haven't really shown us much in terms of depth here on the T side of Nuke. It's a side that does require pretty deep strats. You need to be able to have at least a few variants, but SK Gaming, besides a pretty much flat out rush towards A that has worked for them time and again, I haven't really seen much else in terms of variation, and that just quite possibly a strong cause for concern, because right now Mystic Gaming, they've got SK Gaming figured out.
Yeah, it seems like right now Mystic Gaming are always 2 steps ahead. This auto shotgun has been so broken towards the A side. It's actually one of the few positions in CSGO where the auto shotgun actually is better than every other single weapon offered. Raffle. Uncharacteristic miss coming out from the man himself. Now with him taking the passive stance, that gives SK Gaming Academy a little more room to breathe. But the question is, what are they going to do? Are they going to be passive and allow the air to die down? Or are they going to act on it is the question. Is the vent room a potential option where they go back up through vents and perhaps gas the guy on top of hut or car? Seems like that's what they're attempting. Not sure if Abu's got the man towards that, but he's doing more than his fair share of work. Just mowing down single-handedly. Just call in the bulldozer. He's got all the lines to slide you down with 9-1. And this auto shotgun, Shade, I've not seen an auto shotty pick to be as fun as this ever since we've seen Marzel and Overpass.
I mean, those kind of positions are ones that you can throw the CTs off if you do know a few mollies to throw from outer, right? You have that molly that comes in through the
towards the roof, I'm not mistaken.
through the glass roof. You're able to force him off the top of hut, but we haven't seen them do that a single time, and Abu has pretty much comfortably just been sitting there. But this time they're going to try something a little different. They've got the wall of smokes. They're going to try and push through secret. And
this is a pretty common strat as well. They're trying to test the defense.
Rofel actually has been missing a few shots. The last round as well, he almost easily gave away 3 shots missed in. And he does eventually end up going down.
Yeah, again, uncharacteristic misses, but now the bomb being spotted. John has an idea as to what's gonna be the course of action for SK Gaming Academy. But he has a hard decision, because it's still possible for SK to hit the A side while the rotation's coming in through secret in the form of DA. Ooh, DA, he's gone unspotted. Stone, all he needs to do is buy distraction, potentially even find a kill. Beautiful tap at range, and this will allow more than enough room for DA to swoop in and find a kill on the planter. There comes the knife. 45 seconds. DA alongside Stone clutch this 2 versus 3. SK Gaming Academy, even when they have the advantage, it's just the small nuances, right? On Nuke, where Mystic Gaming are always getting that upper hand. If DA was 2 seconds earlier, there was a huge chance that he would have gone down there, but damn, is the luck flying sky high for Mystic Gaming, because there seems to be nothing that can beat them down at the moment.
Before the C4's planted, I have no idea why they were taking that long-range duel in the first place. The push comes through this time. The auto shot, it doesn't do much, but we have Stone in position who finds the 2K regardless.
Beautiful frag from Samua, though, making use of all the cards with the A side and emerging from outside. But Stone has been on point, setting himself up for the ace, and a beautiful one in that as well. Stone single-handedly defending the ace side against what you would consider a pretty raged SK Gaming Academy. They gave it their all, Shade. The distraction boarding towards the side, the strike from outer, a split offense, but nothing seems to work. Stone is simply so on point right now. 13 kills on a Raffle, 17 on a Stone. At this point, who even needs to count kills? Count the rounds, because SK Gaming Academy, they have very few of them left, and this buy is very scrappy. Chatu with the op needs to man down and take at least one. Beautiful support from Stone, but Chadu's left in the very well in that position. Samwa, double entry towards ramp, massive stuff coming out from him. DA, solid in his hole through his outer though, and now this flank coming in from Abu. Could have gotten the double, but it leaves Samwa in a 1 versus 2, a double 1 versus 2 in that as well, as DA is down to 31 HP. The position from Mystic Gaming is a little salvageable, I'd say, because they are split apart, but they're in a position where they potentially could find cover. How do they read this here, Mystic Gaming? Right now, Samoa is not making much noise. DA is playing as safe as he can towards the ace side. Again, he doesn't need to take the engagement unless Samoa forces it. He can just provide cover duty for vents, and that will allow the fast rotation coming in from Ruffle. The angle, Samoa, all he needed to do was land a bullet, but DA gets it in return. 12-1, SK Gaming Academy. It feels really bad, right? When you're losing with such a scoreline, but there's so many of these rounds that it just arm's length away from your grasp. And the scoreline is just so much of a landslide. This is just not the game plan that SK Gaming came in with today, let alone maybe a map that they're prepared with. This nuke pick has certainly been one hell of a tool coming in from Mystic Gaming. Such a power move, especially in a single elimination tournament as such. Did a good job on the entry, and luckily his team is positioned perfectly to work on the initial success he's found. Shot to checking. He needs to be clinical though. Oh no, he misses it. And now there's a chance that this round will count. Bag. Oh. Can't really blame Mystic Gaming throughout the entirety of the game. Their, I'd say, window of opportunity or timing has been so on point. It's only this round where you have actually seen it work against them, right?
Yeah, that was SK Gaming Academy. They've pretty much been brute forcing almost the same thing time and again, and they've just been hoping for it to work. It does, however, that time around. A pretty uncharacteristic play there from Mystic Gaming costs them the round, but they're back onto the auto shotty. They're back where their comfort is, and Samuva, the smoke, does allow him safe passage through the winds.
The only problem though is how do you maneuver your bomb through the B side? Samua will need to play very aggressive. What?
Yeah, that SM shouldn't really be winning a duel at that range. And Bad Fallen ends up going down. Look at shot in the back there, Rofel, as Samua is able to trade that frag, but it's still a 1v2, 55 HP.
I mean, he's been put under a lot of these clutch situations, but Chatu swoops in at the perfect moment to get the kill. Chatu has been on point with the op alongside Ruffle, but Ruffle has been having a couple of uncharacteristic misses towards the B side. Now, the T side. The pistol should be more or less straightforward. I'm expecting Stone to... Yeah, there we go. He gets a nade. So what's most probably going to happen here, Shade, is they're going to use the nade to explode the door, the smoke to get in through vents, and the flash just to make it as safe as humanly possible. They're most probably going to try and play for the B side here. Or they could just go haywire and go through the A side with blocking in out. Let's see what's going to be the course of action. There we go, standard utility, the smoke in for crossing and the flash. But this is all just a ruse, Shade. They're going to be in from the outside. What a mind game. By causing so much mayhem to happen with the A side takes buys so much time and space for Mystic Gaming to not only rush to its outer, but also contest to its site. Think coming in, but the headshot comes in return, and now with 3 versus 3, this is possible, Shade. Backfallen is down at 2 HP though, and he's still contesting. He's the last man standing. Abu trying to get the bomb down. All he needs is to get a single connection. Backfallen, as evasive as he could be, Chaltu is gonna lead him to his final demise. 14-2, SK Gaming Academy. Nuke. We've seen why so many of these teams do not like this map. It's so reliant on how momentum-driven your T-side strats are, how utility-driven some of these aim duels will be.
That was beautiful to watch though. The fade coming in, the entire setup for the vent drop Losef compensates by actually pushing into the smoke, ready to take the fight and play contact, but there's no one really there to provide the contact in the first place. The T's this time around again make their way through secret quickly towards the B site, and Stone is going to be playing this smoke.
It's the exact rinse and repeat, Shade. Stone is back, not only buys distraction, but also gets a frag. Now, Chachu could have gone for the knife, but trying to be a little humble on the salt, I presume. 2 versus 3, it's only SMGs. They are in decent position to make this one work. That is just so good. If that is a kill, there is a huge chance that SK Gaming Academy win that round. But now it seems like their hopes, their dreams are down the rabbit hole. 15-2, Mystic Gaming on map and match point. And boy, they're looking quite strong, Shade. I'll be quite honest with you. The amount of confidence they're rolling with speaks for itself, considering how their T-side strats have been so far.
Indeed, 15-2 match point here for Mystic Gaming. They've clearly been the better side here on Nuke. And just from the 2 rounds that we've seen so far up at on their T side, they've already shown something that SK Academy couldn't in the entire half, and they've spotted out bad for It's a force buy in. They do have the rifles, but the T's give no 2 hoots. They just charge their way in towards the B side there. They have control. And Chatu in the backstab. He's just going to catch this.
Oh,
never mind.
Yeah, could have lined himself a highlight reel there, but the only thing that got reeled in is his dead body. Not surprised as to how much time SK Gaming are taking to mount this retake, Raffle, taking even lesser time to dismantle it. Leaves it all onto Samoa, the man who's been put in front of so many clutch situations.
1v2? Yeah, this looks almost impossible at the moment. It is all but written there. Mystic Gaming. Ooh, not too bad. He's able to actually clutch the round out there. The T-win coming through in convincing fashion there. Mystic Gaming. That was pretty much the story, similar to game 1 that we witnessed earlier today. Mystic Gaming, clearly the better team, well equipped on Nuke. SK Gaming Academy, they tried their best, but yeah, their T side fell flat, very short.
All right, so congratulations to Mystic Gaming. That makes them the second team for today, that moves on to the round of 64. Now, any last closing thoughts on that match? I mean, I think it was, you know, a skill mismatch there.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard skill mismatch. Would have been something, the map of course had to play a very big part there as well. From the 2-3 rounds that we did see Mystic play on the T side, it was so clear, light and day between the few rounds that we did see from SK Gaming as well. There was almost no resistance to the one player who was playing the auto shotty from above hut. We barely saw any smoke nade executes in towards the A side. On more than one occasion, it was players just The T is just running in through hut and through lobby rather, and straight back into the A side, hoping that they do win the individual first opening duel, brute force their way through, but it's not going to happen on more than a couple of occasions where you can surprise the CTs, because there's just ways too many angles that the CTs can hold on that entry towards A, and the auto shotty just played a lot of I'd say got a lot of work done time and again, and Mystic Gaming pretty clearly the better team on Nuke here today.
All right, so congratulations once again to Global Esports and Mystic Gaming. Now, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, with AFK Gaming as our media partner. This is the end of the stream. We'll be back tomorrow with the last day of the round of 128. It'll be the same time, starts at 6 p.m. IST. So we hope to see you there too. Do subscribe to this channel, click the bell icon, get those notifications, and it's been a fun one today, for sure, Shade. My name is Apollonia. Shade and OG were your casters, and we will see you tomorrow.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.